Guys, and welcome to part 6 of the fairy glass cardigan. So this is what it looks like after finishing up part 5. So yeah, for the first round of part 6, we're going to be doing a repeat round of this round here, and if you recall, it is just double crochets and chain 5s. So first thing we're going to do to start our round is we're going to slip stitch into this chain 2 space, and we're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now those first 3 chains is going to count as your first double crochet, and then the rest is your chain 5. And you're going to then double crochet into the same chain 2 space. Just like that. And then we're going to chain 5. And then we're going to jump into this next chain 2 space, which is part of one of the fans from the previous round, and we're going to place another double crochet. And we're going to chain 5. And then we're going to place another double crochet into the same chain 2 space. So it's going to look like this. And if you've been following and watching the other parts of this tutorial, you'll have an idea of how to do this round already, because we've repeated it a number of times. So I'm going to meet back up with you guys when I get over here. By the end of this round, you should have a total of 372 double crochets with chain 5 stitches in between. So just make sure that you're remembering to chain 5. If you think of these as a V stitch right here, you're just placing V stitches with chain 5s in between in each chain 2 space. But remember to also place a chain 5 in between each V stitch, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm over explaining or not. Y'all have to let me know in the comments. But anyways, I will meet back up with you guys when I get over here. Okay guys, so I've made it back around, and I've already joined my round in the 3rd chain of my starting chain. This is what it looks like. This round is always kind of a little bit ruffly. And like I said, you should have 372 double crochets with chain 5 spaces in between. So we're going to slip stitch into this first chain 5 space to start the next round, and we're going to chain up 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to skip. We're kind of going to ignore these chain spaces. And then we're going to skip 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. That will put us right here in this chain space here. And we're going to put a treble. So this is where our fan stitch is going to be, and our fan stitch consists of 2 trebles, 2 chains, and 2 more trebles. So there's our second one. We're going to chain 2 and put 2 more trebles into this chain space. Just like that. And that is the sequence for this round, or this this round. We are going to be doing some increases though, so we're going to chain 2, which is technically the end of A4, which, for those of you that are following along with the printed pattern, you'll be looking at diagram A4. So we're going to repeat this sequence of stitches 5 times before we do an increase. And you'll be able to count how many you have by counting your fans. So we're going to chain 2, skip 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and place a treble. Chain 2, skip 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was a double crochet. Make sure you're doing trebles and not doubles. So 1, 2, 3, into this chain space here, we're going to place another fan. Kiwi's feeling pretty talkative today. And then chain 2. And that is the second repetition of A4. So we're going to skip 1, 2, 3 double crochets, jump into the next chain space, and place a treble. Chain 2, skip 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and place a fan. I'm sorry guys if I'm coming out of frame. I tend to do that. Project's getting a little big and it's hard for me to maneuver and stay on camera. So we're going to chain 2, skip 3 double crochet, place another treble into the following chain 5 space. Chain 2. I hope I'm staying in frame and you guys can see what I'm doing. And then skip 3 double crochet, jump into the next chain space, and do another fan stitch. So, pretty simple. And you're going to do that until you have 5 fans. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to do it one more time. skip 3 double crochets, place a treble into the following chain 5 space, chain 2, skip 3 double crochet, place a fan. And then we're going to chain 2. So at this point we have 5 fans, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to do our increase. Let's see, what page is that one on? There it is. So switch it around like that. Yeah, that makes way more sense. I really need to get like a stand I can put the patterns on. To do our increase, which is the second round of diagram A5, we are going to skip 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and go into that next chain space, and we're going to place a treble. And then we're going to chain 2, and this time we're only going to skip 2 double crochet, so 1, 2, and we're going to place a fan right here. Just like that. And then we are going to chain 2. This time we're going to skip 1 double crochet and jump directly into the next chain space and place a treble. And then we're going to chain 2, skip 2 double crochet, 1, 2, and then we're going to place another fan. Alright, so we're going to chain 2, which ends the diagram A5, and we're going to switch back to working diagram A4. So we're going to skip just this double crochet and go into this one here, and we're going to start diagram A4 by placing a treble, and then chain 2, skip 3 double crochet, place another fan stitch. So you're going to go all the way around the cardigan, following those steps. Go ahead and chain 2. That ends the, I guess, sequence, which would be A4. That's the first repetition of A4. So you're going to repeat that a total of 5 times, and then on the 6th one, you're going to do your fan increase, which is diagram A5. And you're going to repeat that all the way around. At the end of the round, you should have 72 fans total. So I will meet back up with you guys when I get all the way around and I've got my increase round finished. Okay, guys. So I've finished my increase round. And you can see I've got the fans. Maybe I can lower this camera just a little bit where you guys can see the stitches a little better. So that's what the increase round for the fan stitches looks like. So the next several rounds are a repeat. And they're going to be repeat rounds that look just like this. So we're going to chain up 6 to start the next round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to jump into this chain 2 space, or into this fan stitch, and place another fan. So 2 trebles, two chains, and 2 more trebles. And then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to jump over here and place another treble into this treble stitch here. Chain 2, and place another fan stitch into this fan from the previous round. And so you're going to go all the way around in that manner, just placing fan stitches inside of the fan stitch from the previous round, chaining 2, and placing a treble into the treble stitches from the previous round. And if you're making a small, then you're going to do this a total of, counting this row, you'll have a total of 5 times. So in total you will have a total of 6 rows of fan stitches. If you're doing a medium, it should be 7, and if you are doing a large, it will be 8. So you're just going to continue working this round, and then when you get to the end of the round, you'll slip stitch into the 4th chain to join the round, and you'll just continue to do this around for however many rows that you need to get 6, 7, or 8 rows of fan stitches. And regardless of size, you're always going to have 72 fans in your round. So I will meet back up with you guys when I have completed that, and then we'll move on. Alright guys, so I am finished with my rows of, or rounds of fan and treble stitches. And you can see I have 6 because I'm making a small. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is the round that was the increase round for the fan stitches. Now, if you're making a medium, you should have 7 of these rows total. And then if you're making the large, you should have a total of 8. So, let me just, oh, that's the wrong hook. That could have been bad. We need raccoon, not panda. See? Little panda. Anyways, so for this next round, we are going to go back to doing the double crochets with chain 5s like we did down here. So we're going to slip stitch into our chain 2 space, chain 8, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then double crochet into that same chain 2 space, and then chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and double crochet into the next chain 2 space, which should be the chain 2 of your fan stitch, of your first fan stitch. Chain 5, and double crochet again into the same chain 2 space. And we're just going to continue like that all the way around until we get back to the beginning. At the end of this round, you should have a total of 432 double crochets with chain 5 spaces in between. So I will meet back up with you guys when I get back around. Okay, guys. So as you can see, I have completed the round of double crochets and double crochets and chain 5s. So the next round we're going to do another increase of fan stitches. This will be our last increase of fan stitches. And in this round here that we just completed, like I said, you should have 432 double crochets with chain 5s in between. So this will be our last increase round. And every third repetition, we're going to increase. So at the end of this round, we should have 92 shells. So let me find, where is it at? There it is. Gotta find the right diagram. Okay. So to start off, hopefully I can stay in the frame. To start off, we are going to slip stitch into this first chain space here. And we are going to chain up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. and that counts as our treble plus a chain 2. And we're going to forget about the chain spaces. We're just counting double crochets. We're going to skip 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put our first fan stitch in the following chain space. So 1, 2, 3 right here. That's going to be our first fan stitch. 2 trebles, a chain 2, and then 2 more trebles, all in the same chain space. And if you're following with the diagram, this is going to be A4 that we're doing. We're back to doing A4 diagram. Getting low on yarn here. So we're going to chain 2, skip 3 double crochets, and put a treble in the next one. And this treble starts the second repetition. So we're going to chain 2, 2, 3. There we go. Skip 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to put a fan stitch right here in the following chain space. And then chain 2. And I hope I'm getting this all on the screen. I'm kind of in a cramped space right now. So that completes the second repetition. So for the third repetition, we are going to jump to diagram A5, which is where we're going to increase. So we're going to skip 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put a treble right here in this one. And then we're going to chain 2, skip 2 double crochets this time, go into the following chain space, and we're going to place a fan. Just like that, and then we will chain 2, jump right into the very next chain space and place a treble. Chain 2, skip 2, or skip 2 double crochets, so skip that double crochet, skip that one, place a fan in the following chain space. And then you're going to chain 2. And that completes the increase for the V-stitch, or the V-stitch, the fan stitches here. So you're going to do that all the way around, doing diagram A4 twice, and then doing diagram A5. You're going to do that all the way around, and then you're going to join in the 4th chain of your starting chain here. After that, it's pretty easy. You're just going to go back to doing fan stitches in fan stitches and trebles in trebles until you have 6, 7, or 8 rows, depending on what size you're making. And then the very last round is going to be double crochets with chain 5s in between. And at the end of that round, you should have 552 double crochets. At that point, you will go ahead and fasten off, and the body of the cardigan is finished. So I will meet back up with you guys when I get that far, and we will move on to part 7, which will be sleeves.